welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Shannan and I do kind of weekly vlogs, pregnancy updates, Disney vlogs, Disney videos, all sorts of kind of lifestyle content. And yeah, if you don't know, I am currently pregnant. I am actually 20 weeks or kind of 5 months pregnant, and I thought today I would do a bit of a pregnancy update. I do try and do updates kind of more frequently over on my Instagram, so if you don't already follow me there, please make sure to. It is just at ShannanLorraine. I will put it here. But yeah, I try and kind of post on there a bit more frequently than YouTube, although I do try and keep fairly up to date on here too. But I've not filmed a pregnancy update in a really long time. So like I said, I'm about 5 months pregnant now, and I think the last update I did, I was about 9 weeks pregnant. The reason I kind of stopped filming them was because the first trimester, it's all like changing all of the time, and kind of every day I was kind of getting new symptoms, and I would have some symptoms so strongly, and then a couple of days later those symptoms wouldn't be there anymore. Like, it just constantly is changing. So since kind of being in the second trimester, things have pretty much been quite plain sailing. I do still have the odd same things, but pretty much I'm feeling back to myself and I've got so much more energy, and this is kind of the good period of being pregnant, I think. So I'm just trying to embrace it. I thought I would just kind of give a little update of how I have been feeling, if there are any changes, and just some things that I've been kind of doing throughout the pregnancy. So I guess the most kind of, not important, but the biggest update that I've got since I filmed a pregnancy update, you may or may not have seen our gender reveal video, but we do now know what gender we are having. We went for a private scan, how many weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago, maybe? My hair is such a mess today, I'm sorry. Yeah, we went for a private scan at Windows to the Womb. That's where we went for our first kind of early reassurance scan. The reason we chose to do that was, well, there are a couple of reasons really. Basically, I live kind of in a London borough, and at the minute that means all of my scans are being done at King's Hospital in London, which is actually a research centre. So it means their scan times are a little bit different to standard. Basically, my 20-week scan isn't until I'm almost 23 weeks. So that would have meant it would have been like kind of 12 weeks or something between my first scan and that scan, and it just felt like a really long time not having a clue, you know, if the baby's doing okay, and just, it's just really weird. It's like, you know you're pregnant, but you don't really have any reassurance throughout, if that makes sense. So we decided to go for a gender scan a few weeks ago for kind of reassurance mostly, but also to find out the gender. Ollie can't come to NHS scans with me at the minute. I know in some hospitals in the UK that has changed, which is amazing. I've just got everything crossed that we're going to be able to start having that kind of change soon, because at the minute our hospitals are still being really strict, and it's just still the woman that is allowed in for scans, which is just a bit rubbish, you know. Like, I know I got pregnant during a pandemic, so what do you expect? But I don't think any of us expected it to last this long, did we? So yeah, anyway, we went for that, and we are actually having a baby boy, which we are so happy about. It's not, like, obviously we would have been happy if it was a boy or a girl, but we've just always spoken about our first baby being a boy. We've just kind of always, I don't know, just, that's just what we've imagined ourselves having. I think we both grew up with older brothers, and I don't know, I just think there's something nice about that, and we really love the name that we've chosen for a baby boy, and baby boy clothes I just am drawn to. And yeah, it's just, we were so surprised, because as much as we'd always thought we were having a boy, everyone, literally almost everyone, predicted it to be a girl. And so I think we'd both kind of like retrained our brains to like accept that we were probably having a girl, just because, I don't know, just when everyone's telling you, you know, you just think it. But when we were in the scan, it was just incredible, and yeah, we found out we're having a boy. So that is probably the first main update. Other than that, I guess the next update is that I feel him move now. when did I first feel him move? I think it was the 26th of August, so a good couple of weeks ago now. I'd been sat on the sofa for a couple of hours. I'd been just lazing around watching TV, and I got up, and as I was walking up the stairs, I just felt like my tummy just did something that it's not done before, and I was like, oh my God, Ollie, I think I just felt him move. And if you've been pregnant, you understand how it feels. It is just the weirdest feeling, and to me it feels like, you know, like when you're going down a country road or something and there's like a big, like a deep bump, and it just kind of makes you lose your stomach for a bit. That is what it feels like to me. It feels like just like, oh, okay. I don't know, it's so weird. Some days I feel him loads, other days I don't feel him lots. I think obviously as the pregnancy goes on, it will become more regular, and I'll kind of be able to pick up on patterns and things, I've read anyway. But at the minute it's mostly just as and when. And the other day I was in the bath and I was really feeling him move then. Like he was going crazy. So yeah, it's not like, I don't love the actual feeling, but I love the reassurance, and I can't wait till it's just more regular and more, you know, more frequent. And until Ollie can feel it as well, though. Just the whole thing is just so strange, isn't it? Like the fact there's an actual baby inside my tummy still just blows my mind. My next update is probably just how I've been feeling in general, and I touched on earlier, I've just been feeling so much better. In the first trimester, I just felt like I wasn't me, like I had no energy. I was so tired, I felt sick all the time, my diet was just like whack. I just didn't fancy the same things as I normally do, and I don't know, I was just not myself. But I would say around week 14, 15 is when I started to really feel good. The first time I was actually sick was kind of into my second trimester, but that was when it was really hot and stormy and I had a migraine, so I don't know if it was just, you know, just everything was just a bit much and it just made me poorly. But other than that, I've been feeling really good, lots of energy. I don't know, I don't think I've noticed like a difference in my skin or anything like that. Like I have still got some spots on my jaw that I had since the end of last year really. I've not always had like hormonal spots here, but for about a year now I've been having those, and yeah, that's not changed too much during pregnancy. My tummy this last week has popped. Like I will put in some pictures here of this kind of week or so's just bump pictures I've been taking, because I can't believe that it's just all of a sudden there. And sometimes I do still feel a bit conscious that I just look a bit chubby because it's not always like super popped. Some days it just looks more like that than others. But I guess I'm 5 months now, like that's quite far. So yeah, it's gonna just keep growing and I love it. It's just so cool, and it's so weird. Like I look completely different to me, like in my head anyway. I just think I look so different, but yeah, it's really cool. Stretch marks wise, I haven't noticed that I've got lots. I've got a couple on my boobs, like on the sides of my boobs have appeared. I spoke about in an Instagram post the other day actually about kind of how I'd had stretch marks and things before. So I will put a picture of the Instagram post here and you can go and find it and read the caption if you want. It's kind of to do with like my weight and my just body journey in general. But yeah, so I have had stretch marks previously that have kind of gone silver now. A couple are starting to go slightly pink, but I've just been moisturising my tummy most days. Not every day, I'm not like, I should probably, but I don't. So yeah, I've not noticed any major stretch marks or anything like that yet, but my boobs are definitely bigger. Yeah, my tummy's bigger. I took a picture yesterday and my ankles look different, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I hope not. Although we're going into winter now, so no one's going to see them anyway. I've had some hormonal days, some kind of more down days. I've not felt like that for a couple of weeks now actually, but I do every now and again get days where I just feel super duper low, and that is completely normal during pregnancy, in life in general. But I feel like people talk about like postnatal depression and things, but you don't really hear about it like during pregnancy, how your hormones and how your moods and everything can be affected. So if you are pregnant and you are struggling and you are thinking like, why am I not as happy as I thought I would be, then do reach out to your midwife or your GP, or just speak to someone you know, because it's more common than you think. Like, I'm quite open in general when I kind of talk about this stuff on my Instagram and things, and it's really reassuring actually, because I talk about it and then I realise that I'm absolutely not alone. Something else that I felt like I was alone with was no one ever told me how anxious you would feel during pregnancy. And maybe that is because less people feel like that, and maybe like I do have kind of some struggles with my mental health sometimes, like that is me. I just, for the first, I would say until about a week ago, when I spoke to Ollie and I said, right, I just want to enjoy this pregnancy now. I want to believe this pregnancy is happening. We are going to be having a boy. We are going to be having a beautiful baby coming early next year, and everything's going to be good. Like, up until I said that, I didn't believe it. If you followed this journey, you'll know that we fell pregnant really easily, and we are so grateful and appreciate how lucky we are for that to have happened. I know so many people do struggle. But you know, sometimes when things just feel too good to be true, and that is kind of how I felt throughout this whole thing. Every time I go for a wee, I'm worried that something bad's going to have happened, or like, sorry if that's TMI to you, but that is how I've felt, and I've just been so anxious, and I've just not been able to come to terms with the fact that we are going to be having a baby, because I just was so worried that something was going to go wrong, you know. And no one had ever told me that. No one had ever said that they felt that way during pregnancy, and I just never thought about it. You know, you see pregnant people in the street, or people that you know are pregnant, and you just think, oh my gosh, that's so amazing, you must just feel so happy. And I think people just say that they are, and I just hadn't heard that, you know. And I again spoke about it on my Instagram, and I had so many of my lovely friends and followers, and so many people saying that they felt the same, and that they thought they were the only ones feeling that way, and how scary it is. And obviously, as you get further on in your pregnancy, you start to feel a little bit safer with it. And I don't know, just know again, if you are feeling like that, it's completely normal. It is the most amazing time, and it is so exciting, but it's scary too, because especially if it's something that you want, you know, you've really wanted, or you've been trying for ages, then you're gonna want everything to be going okay. And I think with the pandemic as well, there's a lot less interaction. I've not met a midwife yet. I've had 2 phone calls, and that is it. So yeah, you do just feel quite alone, I guess, sometimes, but just know that you're not, and know that it's completely normal to be having worries and things like that. But I would just say, in this last week, where I've just decided to just be positive, put my positive pants on, and just believe that it's gonna happen. And I don't know, this last week has been my best week mentally, and just we've been able to kind of make a start on his room, and buying some clothes and things, and just believing that he's gonna be coming, because chances are he is. And if you go through your whole pregnancy thinking otherwise, then it'll be a bit of a surprise when your baby turns up at the end. So I just think you just got to be positive. If anything happens, you cross that bridge when it comes to it. But you know, it's a miracle, and just got to be positive and excited and enjoy this time as much as you can, because it is amazing what our bodies go through. So yeah, I guess that's my, that is a big change for me and how I've been feeling. Other than that, just my nails are still growing. Again, if you've been following my journey, you'll know my nails I spoke about before. That was one of the reasons I kind of knew I was pregnant, because my nails normally do not grow. They normally snap, they're normally so weak, they normally bend, they're awful. But being pregnant, my nails have just grown and been so strong, and they just grow and grow and grow. And Ollie's always like, you need to cut your nails, they're too long, like all the time, they just keep growing back. So yeah, that's still something. People say their hair grows a lot when they're pregnant. I don't know, like I've not had it cut in ages anyway. I've got my hairband in, but I have noticed I've got some like hairs that's kind of grown to like this length now. So I do think I've had some like new hairs growing since being pregnant. I don't know if that's a thing, but I think it is for me. My back is still bad. Most of the time it's absolutely fine in the day, but it's at night, about kind of 7, 8 o'clock, it starts to get really painful, and then I'll be in bed and I can't move quite often, like really that easily at all, without it just being really, really painful. Or if I have to get up for a wee and things, like I can't walk properly. It's not great, it's not ideal, but at least it's not all of the time. And I'm guessing it's just pregnancy, it's just my body changing, it's just hormones, whatever else. I have been finding myself feeling a bit more out of breath when I walk around. I don't know if that's because I'm just less active than I used to be, or, you know, obviously I'm working from home and stuff now. So I'm not sure, but I do think just going up the stairs, like I think I am just where my belly's getting bigger and things. Like I did read on my app, it said that your rib cage kind of expands, which makes your lungs be able to take deeper breaths, which like bigger breaths, which means your breaths are deeper, which makes you feel out of breath or something like that. So maybe that's what's happening, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I'm just feeling good and positive and just so excited. Look at me, I'm getting emotional because it's just such a turnaround, just feeling like our baby's coming, you know. Like I said earlier, we made a start on his bedroom. Basically, the room that he's going to be having is at the minute our spare room slash office. So we need to have a little bit of a rejig to try and make it work. We might still leave a desk in there. It's like quite a decent sized room. And obviously he won't be needing the room, you know, like all of the room for a little while. So we'll probably still leave a desk in there, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. But the thing that we've started is that there's a built-in wardrobe in his room, and I don't know if I took a picture when it still had its doors on, but it basically had 2 doors on, and inside, yeah, it was just a rail with just stuff hanging down. I stored boxes in there, I stored just rubbish in there really. It was just a bit of a mess, that cupboard. And on Pinterest I saw people turning them into more like of an open space, so like taking the doors off and then putting a chest of drawers in there or some kind of unit in there, and then just having the rail for clothes. Obviously baby's clothes are a lot shorter, so they don't need the whole hanging length. So that's what we did. We got everything out, we kind of decorated in there, so we filled any holes, sanded it, washed it down, primed it, painted it, painted the rail because it was black but it had some paint on it and it just looked a bit of a mess, so we painted that white. And then we got some drawers from IKEA. They are the Coppang drawers, I think. I have vlogged a bit of the process of doing the room, so I'm sure that'll be up on my channel at some point. But yeah, we've got those in there and it just looks so much better. So I'll put a couple of pictures of like before and after here, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to update you on. Sorry, I've just waffled on, but the last thing I'll say is that I have booked my whooping cough injection. You can have that anytime from 16 to 32 weeks, I think, and it is just to give your baby immunity, I think, against whooping cough in the first few weeks of it being here. It's not like obligated that you do it, but I think it's really highly recommended that you have it. So I'm having it. I obviously want to make sure I can do everything I can to give the baby the best health and everything like that. And then I have to have the flu jab in a few weeks too. So yeah, a couple of jabs that I've got to have, and other than that, it's all good really. So I think I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been somewhat, I don't know, updating. I was going to say interesting, but it's probably not that at all. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!
We crossed over borders to get where we are, and it's all for you, it's all for you, it's all for you, it's all for you.